Sa kabila ng mga kaguluhan mga tol dito sa Pilipinas, hindi na natin napapansin yung mga balitang tensyon mga kapatid, yung mga nagsisimula na mga kaguluhan na malapit lamang dito sa ating bansa mga kapatid na pwedeng magdulot ng mas matindi pang problema sa ating lahat. Tulad na lamang nitong balita ngayon mga kapatid ha. Eto, mula muna rito sa Net25, North Korea mga kapatid. Eto, gigil na talaga tong bansang to eh. Binalaan ng Japan sa pagpapalipad ng missile. No, kasi ang Japan mga kapatid, nagpalipad sila ng missile sa may Kyushu region ng Japan. So nagbabala diyan ang North Korea mga tol. Habang etong Japan naman mga kapatid, dito sa report naman na to mula sa WION, nag-deploy ng long-range missile na kayang patamaan ng China at ang North Korea. Kaya pala nang gigigil itong North Korea mga tol, no? Habang ang Taiwan naman mga kapatid naghahanda na rin no sa anytime na pwedeng gawing pag-atake ng China mga tol. Naku po. Eto na nga, no? So simulan muna natin dito sa Net25. Bago natin to simulan, kung bago ka pa lamang dito at trip mo yung mga ganitong klaseng reaction video na may kinalaman sa West Philippine Sea mga kapatid at sa mga balita na may kaugnayan sa mga pwedeng mangyaring gera mga tol, ay huwag mo kalimutan mag-subscribe. Click mo na rin ang notification bell para ma-notify ka whenever na may mga bago tayong reaction videong tulad nito. Alright, so wag na natin patagalin pa. Panoorin na natin tong balitang to mula sa Net25.
Binalaan ng North Korea ang Japan laban sa pagpapalipad ng missile sa Kyushu region sa Japan. Ayon sa Korea Central News Agency o KCNA, ang opisyal na pahayagan ng North Korea, nagpadala ng babala ang North Korea sa Tokyo ukol sa posibilidad ng patuloy na pagtaas ng tensyon sa kanilang rehiyon kapag itinuloy ng Japan ang pinaplano nitong pagpapadala ng long-range capable missiles hanggang o sa hilagang bahagi ng kanilang bansa.
Tindi nitong North Korea, no? Nitong nakaraan sila yung walang awat sa pagpapalipad ng mga ballistic missile nila, di ba? Wala silang awat mga tol, palipad sila ng palipad, palipad sila ng palipad. Kala mo talaga napakatinding banta nila. Samantalang ngayon nagbibigay sila ng babala at pinipigilan nila yung ibang bansa sa mismong ginagawa nila. Kumbaga, taste of their own medicine, kumbaga.
Kasunod ito ng isang ulat na nagsasabing tinitignan ng Japan na maglagay ng long-range missile sa Kyushu upang magkaroon ng counter-strike and defense capabilities ang naturang bansa laban sa mga potensyal na pag-atake o emergency situations.
Kita mo yung Japan mga tol, nakakaramdam na yan. Hindi man nila ina-announce o hindi man nila sinasabi publicly o sinasabi nila magsisimula ng gera. Pero yung preparation na ginagawa nila, 'di ba? Kita mo ngayon maglalagay na sila ng long-range missile dito sa Kyushu region bilang paghahanda sa pwedeng mangyari, 'di ba? Kasi meron silang mga tinatawag na confidential tawag dito mga information na hindi na kailangan pang sabihin sa mga tao dahil pwede magdulot lang ng chaos yan. So etong sinasabi natin, ito ay lang naman, haka-haka nililinaw ko lang sa mga tagapanood mga tol, no? Pero yung mga aksyon nila, mababasa mo na agad kung ano yung natatanaw nila sa hinaharap na kailangan din sanang paghandaan ng Pilipinas. Na ngayon ay tila ba abala no sa pagtutok mga tol dito sa mga nangyayaring awayan sa politika. Mukhang dito tayo nagiging abala mga kapatid, no? Wala nga tayong masyadong nababalitaan dito sa West Philippine Sea maliban na lamang doon sa panibagong caravan ng atin ito. Nagpunta sila sa West Philippine Sea mga tol. Bibigyan din natin siguro ng reaction video sa susunod. Pero wala muna tayo nababalitaan ngayon ng mga panibagong pangaharas ng China, di ba? O baka meron na, kaso hindi pa na ibabalita. Kasi nga ang lahat ng mga media ngayon mga tol nakatutok sa hearing sa Senado, sa pag-question, sa pag-aresto sa dating Pangulo. Tapos naglabas pa ng video si VP Sara na hindi na daw makakabalik pa ng Pilipinas si dating Pangulong Duterte na malamang ikagagalit yan ng lahat ng mga DDS. O ngayon alam nyo na, pwede nyong hanapin yung video ni VP Sara na wala na daw tayong magagawa, mag-move on na lang tayo. Hindi na makakauwi ng Pilipinas si dating Pangulong Duterte. Sabing ganun. Sabing ganun. Ngayon, balik tayo rito sa mga balitang to na may kinalaman sa mga tensyon.
Ikinagalit naman ito ng Pyongyang kung saan inakusahan nila ang Japan sa pagpapatuloy ng history of aggression nito sa kanilang pagpapalakas ng Japan-US military alliance
Napakabait ng Pyongyang talaga.
at pakikipag-alyado sa NATO. Dagdag pa nito, sinabi nilang all military means and various forms of movement directly targeting the DPRK are an object to be wiped out. Matagal nang kinokondena ng North Korea ang ginagawang galaw ng Japan at South Korea kung saan inakusahan nila ang United States, Japan at South Korea na nanghihimok umano kay Kim Jong-un kung kaya't iniutos nito ang pagpapalawig ng defense capabilities ng kanyang bansa.
Alam mo, napakaampalayan nito ni Kim Jong-un. Napakaampalayan yan. No? Akala niya kasi mga kapatid, kasindak-sindak yung napakalaking bansa niya. Kasindak-sindak. Di na nga siya pinapansin ng US at US may gerang abala eh. Abala siya sa gera. Mga tol, yan, bibigyan din natin ng reaction video sa susunod mga tol. Yung nangyayari ngayon sa mga warship ng Amerika mga tol. Ngayon, eto, Japan. Panoorin natin tong balitang to mula sa First Post. Ito nga yung pagde-deploy ng Japan ng kanilang long-range missiles na kayang patamaan mga tol ang China. Panoorin natin to.
The Trump effect can also be seen on the other side of the Pacific. In Japan, the island nation has a lot on its plate. The geopolitical landscape is shifting. Donald Trump is rethinking America's security pacts. Plus, regional tensions are soaring thanks to players like China and North Korea. So Japan is stepping up. The island nation is changing its defense posture. It is rethinking its security policy. It is building stronger weapon systems. And it is planning to deploy long-range missiles which could hit targets in North Korea and China.
Ba? Magde-deploy sila ng long-range missile sa may Kyushu nga na kayang patamaan ng North Korea at ang China mga tol. Na ngayon ay inaalmahan na ni Kim Jong-un. Pero etong mga hakbang na ginagawa ng Japan mga tol, tulad nga ng sinabi ko kanina, meron na silang information na nakukuha, na nasasagap mula sa kanilang mga intel at minarapat na nila yung mga ganitong pagpaplano para sila mismo handa, di ba?
But will this work? Can this changing stance scare enemies and sway the US to maintain closeness with Tokyo? Our next report tells you.
Japan operates in a tough neighborhood. There are increasingly hostile nuclear powers there. China, Russia and North Korea. In recent months, tensions have been soaring in the region amid confrontations with China in the disputed East China Sea. And now, there's another growing threat. Not from Japan's enemies, but from an ally who has traditionally been close to Tokyo. We're talking about the United States. On March 6th, US President Donald Trump took a dig at Japan. He complained that the security deal between the two nations was non-reciprocal.
You know, with Japan, we have a deal, which is a very interesting one. And I love Japan. We have a great relationship with Japan, but we have an interesting deal with Japan that we have to protect them, but they don't have to protect us. You know that? That's the way the deal reads. We have to protect Japan.
We have to protect Japan, but they don't have to protect us, sabing ganun.
And by the way, they make a fortune with us economically. There's another case. But we have to protect Japan, but under no circumstances do they have to protect us. I actually ask, who makes these deals?
The deal he's talking about was signed in 1951 when Japan was still occupied by US forces. And Japan's ability to take military action is restricted by its constitution. This pacifist bit was effectively imposed on Tokyo by Washington after the Second World War. But now, the US is nudging Japan to increase its military capacity. So, in light of the shifting geopolitical landscape and the continuing regional tensions, the island nation is rethinking its security policy. Japan is planning to deploy long-range missiles. The missiles have a range of about 1,000 kilometers, so they would be capable of hitting targets in North Korea and China, mostly in their coastal regions. The deployment is expected to commence around this time next year on the southern Japanese island of Kyushu. This could bolster defenses of the Okinawa island chain, which remains strategically important to Japan due to its proximity to Taiwan. 2 Ground Self-Defense Forces or GSDF bases are being considered for the new missiles. This will be a major upgrade for the current weapon system in the region. And this is only one part of the gradual increase of Japan's military capacity. Experts believe that in the coming time, Japan may seek to maximize its nuclear power as well and spark a debate as to whether to acquire nuclear weapons.
Ginising kasi nila yung natutulog na higante, no? Ginising nila eh. Etong Japan mga tol, kilala na natin yung kapasidad nito pagdating sa paikipaggera dahil ito yung isang naging mahigpit na kalaban dati ng Amerika at napakaraming sinakop nito. Pero dahil nga doon sa pagkatalo nila dati sa Amerika, nagkaroon sila ng deal, kasunduan, na hindi na pwedeng makisali pa etong ang Japan sa kahit na anong conflict mga tol. At pwede na lang silang gumawa ng pandepensa nila pero hindi na sila pwede pang-opensa. Pero ngayon nagbago na kasi ang policy mga tol at eto na nga. No, naghahanda na ang Japan at naisipan na nilang maglalagay sila ng mga long-range missiles sa mga nabanggit na mga island para na kayang patamaan ng China at kayang umabot sa North Korea mga tol na ngayon ay nagsimula ng umalma agad eto si Kim Jong-un.
After all, the threat from China and North Korea is mounting. The 2 countries are bolstering their military capabilities, and Japan feels that it can no longer rely on the US for military support, considering Trump's shifting stance towards its allies. In fact, taking proactive measures to boost its
Hindi na sila pwede basta-basta umasa sa US kaya eto na. Total, pinayagan na rin naman sila mga tol eh.
missile systems might strengthen US-Japan ties. So, will Japan's trick actually work? Can Tokyo's changing defense stance keep enemies at bay and sway Washington to bolster its friendship with the island nation? It won't be long before we know.
Diba? Tuloy-tuloy mga tol, ito mga nangyayari ngayon. Tapos eto pa. Eto pa mga kapatid, Taiwan defense officials identify 2027 for potential invasion by China. Ayan o. Basahin nyo na lang ninyo. Ayan, Taiwan defense official identify 2027 for potential invasion by China. Matagal na naman yan sinasabi ng China mga tol eh. Diba? Na dapat daw by 2027, which is parang 2 years na lang, no? Tama, 2027, 2025, 2026, 2027. Eto na mga kapatid, ang pwedeng pagsiklaban ng isang matinding labanan sa pagitan ng Taiwan at saka ng China. Kung titignan mo, napakaliit na bansa ng Taiwan, mga tol, para tumagal ang invasion na gagawin ng China. Pero hindi natin alam, mga tol, kung ano mga pwedeng mangyari. Diba? At dahil sa puntong to, mga tol, napakalaki magiging problema natin dahil syempre marami tayong OFW dyan. Diba? Ang lahat ng to hindi galing sa akin, mga kapatid. Nakalagay naman dito sa title eh. Panoorin natin.
For the first time, Taiwan's military generals have specified 2027 as a possible date when China could attempt an invasion. The Defense Ministry in Taipei says it'll use the date to estimate the kinds of weaponry and tactics that Beijing might use if it attacks during this year's main annual military exercise there. Let's get more on this with Ting-Ting Liu, Foreign Affairs and Military Correspondent for TVBS News in Taiwan. Ting-Ting, good to have you with us on the program. Now, firstly, why have the top brass in Taiwan's military identified that year, 2027, as the year that China might invade?
Good evening. Thank you for having.
Pero pwedeng ano lang din yan, taktika ng China yan, no? Sabihin nila 2027 kami mag-i-invade. So ngayon habang nagpe-prepare ang Taiwan, bigla-bigla na lang sila nga atake ng walang babala, no? Pwedeng nilang gawin 'yun.
Me back on the program again tonight. So we are actually seeing this is such new information indeed to have an actual specific year and date in turn for Taiwan. I think actually for that is to put the military more in their perspective. You know, when they are having this annual military drill in the past, they tend to be a bit more in the gray zone tactic because in a way they also want to maintain the fact that they do not want to anger any possible let's say, the PLA or putting in communist China. But what we are actually seeing right now is because there's an increasing threat from the PLA from China. So in turn, it's actually more practical for the Taiwanese military to have a target in mind as they prepare for their training. And the annual training actually happens every July. So it's the largest military drill that happens every year. So, and according to what the defense minister said the other day, Taiwan has actually procured many new military articles. So we are looking at the newest HIMARS, the M1A2T tanks, and hopefully, maybe over the next few years, we are also receiving the F-16CD Block 17 jets, which are actually still in the States right now. But, but putting this new military articles into and putting them into our current drill and training, that actually gives also the military a more larger perspective as they prepare for any incoming threat. And putting the year 2027 is no doubt, even though the China has not said that they will invade Taiwan in that year, but no doubt the PLA is putting that into perspective, as President Xi Jinping of China actually said that Taiwan hopes that the PLA to be military compatible by the year 2027.
Sinabi naman na talaga ni Xi Jinping yun mga tol eh. By year 2027 dapat ay napasa kamay na nila itong buong Taiwan. Pero nakakabilib din yung Taiwan no. Sa kabila ng threat na yon mga tol ay napapanatili nilang payapa yung kanilang bansa, 'di ba? Walang chaos, walang panic. Diba? At yung mga mamamayan nila tiwala sa kakayahan ng kanilang mga sundalo, habang yung kanilang mga sundalo mga tol abala na. Diba? Talagang naghahanda na sila mga tol sa taon na yon na kung saan na-identify na nga nila as potential invasion by China. Year 2027. Napakalapit na yan mga tol. Hindi naman din kasi ganun kadaling mag-build ng mga eroplano, missile o kaya bumili. Pag bumili, hindi naman yan katulad ng Shopee delivery na 3 days lang andyan na di ba? So ngayon talaga mga tol, pinaghahandaan na nila yan. Naglalaan na sila ng oras dyan para paghandaan. Habang mga kapatid, yung China is patuloy na pagpalibot sa kanila. Sabi nga baka daw maulit yung ginawa ni Putin sa Ukraine, di ba? Nung umpisa parang military training lang exercises, pumapalibot tapos bigla-bigla na lang umatake sa Ukraine. So baka ganun din ang gawin ni Xi Jinping, lalo na ngayon mga tol, nakapalibot talaga sila ngayon sa buong isla ng Taiwan. Pero etong tanong aatake nga ba talaga si Xi Jinping sa Taiwan? Di ba? Kasi parang malabo din mangyari mga tol kasi kung ang sinasabi nila etong Taiwan is part of their country, di ibig sabihin mga Chinese din to at hindi sila Taiwanese. O bakit naman gegerahin ni Xi Jinping yung kanyang mga sariling mamamayan, di ba? Di ba? Isipin nyo na lang kung talaga bang hindi naman to mga terorista, hindi naman to mga rebelde, mga mga ordinaryong tao rin na gusto lang humiwalay. Diba? So sa palagay ko hindi ganun magiging katindi yung gagamiting puwersa ni Xi Jinping, maliban na lang kung talagang flip siya. Diba?
And also it is actually quite logical for a military exercise Taiwan doing in 2025 this year, putting what might happen over the next 2 years as a real possible threat into our current military training.
Yes, and is it the possibility as well that the defense chiefs across Taiwan's Navy, Air Force, etc., that they do want to send that message to the political establishment in Taiwan that it's time to actually procure more equipment?
It's still, that the Taiwanese government actually made a pledge internationally that we are going to increase our defense budget of the GDP, the defense budget to 3%. And obviously, actually, there are actually more international voices that hope that Taiwan could possibly increase that to, let's say, 4%, 5%, or even 10%, as we see what the US President or Donald Trump actually, and his team actually hopes that Taiwan will be able to put more responsibility, I would say, onto Taiwan's defense. But no doubt, we are seeing that there's a lot of money that Taiwan is trying to put into defense right now, as we are seeing, although this kind of things actually would take time. But
grabe, laki ng budget, no? Kasi di rin naman sila pwedeng mag-rely din no, sa kanilang mga kaalyansa. Kailangan talaga responsable sila sa kanilang sariling bansa.
At the same time, I would say that
Ginusto nilang humiwalay di ba?
putting the year into 2027 onto the tabs is not only to talk to the Taiwanese political scene, but also to the international scene, because we are actually seeing an increased threat around Taiwan. Just giving everyone an example, for on Monday this week, the PLA actually has again did their joint combat patrol around Taiwan, and that is actually the 10th time this year. Looking, you see, we are already into mid-March, and there has been like 10 times of this. And what does it mean by joint combat patrol? It means that the PLA jets and the PLA Navy vessels has been trying to target Taiwan's 24 nautical miles contiguous zone at the same time. So can you imagine these jets and these PLA vessels, charging towards that line, that 24 nautical mile zone, forcing the Taiwanese military to also react accordingly. And also, we actually no doubt seeing increasing threat, and obviously there's hopes within the Taiwanese government that there will be continued international attention.
If it is the case, Ting Ting,
So palagay ko ang gagawin ng China mga tol, no, kung aatakihin na nga nilang Taiwan, hindi naman siguro nila sisirain yung buong isla. Anong gagawin nila sa isang islang sira, di ba? Palagay ko tatargetin nila yung mga military ng Taiwan, pipilayin nila to the point na hindi mo na magagawang lumaban pa, sumuko ka na lang. Ganun ang gagawin.
that this message of 2027 was, like you said, aimed at Taiwan's allies overseas. How concerning is it then that Donald Trump hasn't quite said, and his administration hasn't quite said, if it will order or may order the U.S. military to help defend Taiwan if China ever invades?
Some things are actually for Taiwan is more important that things are being done than things are being said. So what we actually do know of that is that currently, at least of right now, is that the allies of Taiwan, including the U.S., still continue to assist with training or military article procurement in Taiwan. And no doubt, Taiwan is prepared to buy the military articles that is needed for its own self-defense. And right now we're also seeing messages coming out of the State Department that they would want to uphold the status quo, and they do not want to see a change within Taiwan Strait. And they also actually strongly condemns against the Chinese military or this kind of efforts against Taiwan in that sense. So no doubt, even though that President Trump actually did not say it out openly, and he actually repeatedly avoided that question. But I think it's more important to see that right now whether Taiwan has been trying to increase our military capabilities and our joint training with possible allies, in case of any near future attack, which we really hope would not happen.
Pero ako tatanungin okay lang yung ginagawa ni President Trump na hindi siya nagsasalita tungkol sa bagay na ganyan. Hindi niya voice out na poprotektahan namin ng Taiwan. Ganon. Kumbaga, lang siya mga kapatid sa ngayon playing safe siya. No, kinukuha niya yung business kasi businessman to Ayaw niya sirain muna agad-agad yung relasyon niya rito kay Xi Jinping, pero hindi niya rin sisirain mga tol yung relasyon niya rito sa Taiwan, at hindi niya papayagan mga kapatid na lamangan siya ni Xi Jinping mga tol. Kasi kapag nasakop ni Xi Jinping etong Taiwan, diba, meron ditong isang mahalagang factory ng mga microchip na kinakailangan mga tol ng buong mundo, lalo na ng mga military. Pag napasa kamay ng China mga tol, matatalo talaga US dito. Sa yun sa mga pinoprotektahan nila. Kaya sa ngayon, hindi nagbo-voice out dito si Donald Trump, pero palagay ko hindi papayagan ni Trump tong Taiwan. Poprotektahan niya rin yan. Anyway, kung ikaw ay isang Pilipino, ano ang masasabi mo sa mga balitang to na ating napanood ngayon na talagang tumitindi ang tensyon mga tol? Habang tayo ay abala sa mga awayan ng politika rito sa Pilipinas, eto nangyayari ngayon sa mga lugar na malapit lang sa atin. Hanggang sa muli mga kapatid, ako nga pala si Shobaldi. Peace out.